Hello everyone, welcome to part 8 of Python development series for beginners. I am Tarun Chauhan and you are watching The Technical Feast. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use for loop in Python. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Alright guys, in for loop, we pass range. So the syntax for writing a for loop is something like this. For, you will first type the for as it is a for loop, and then it will pass in any variable. Okay, you don't need to declare it, you will just pass in the variable name. So assume the variable to be x. So for x in range, and then I can select 5. So what this is saying is we want to run a for loop, okay, and x is the element of each time the loop iterate. So for x in range 5, so this is saying is this for loop is will run from 0 to 5. That means 0 to 4, it means 5 times. So 0 1 2 3 4, it will run 5 times from 0 to 4. This is what this range is saying all about. Now what you can do is you can print the value that will come in each time the loop iterate. So x will be the value that we will get every time the loop goes. Okay, so let's run this and see what happens. So I'm gonna run this and we're gonna see like we have 0 1 2 3 4 printed out on the screen. So that's how you can use a for loop in Python. Okay, a general way of using for loop. There are 3 types of ranges that you can pass. Okay, if you just pass this simple range with just one parameter, that is the range, then you will get the range from 0 to up to the number. Okay, but if you pass 2 parameters, say I pass in like 5 to 10, okay, now this will run from 5 to 9. Okay, so like from 5 to 9, this will get excluded and this will get included in the range. So let's run this and see what happens. So I'm gonna run it and you can see 5 to 9. So the loop runs from 5 to 9 with one step each. So you can say it is increasing by 1 every single time. 5 6 7 8 9. So it is increasing 1 by 1. But there is one more way to do this. You can also pass in the step that you want in the loop. Right now it is 1. It is going like 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, 1 by 1. But you can define how much steps you want. I can write like 2, and now let's see what happens. When you run this, you will see 5, then 2 add, that is 7, and then 9. So that's how you can do it. So in for loop, you can pass a range. If you pass just one parameter, that will start from 0 to that value, excluding that value, but you know, just one step excluding that value. Okay, so if you have passed 5, it will run from 0 to 4. And if you pass 2 parameter, it will take the first parameter as the start point and second parameter as the end point. Okay, so if you pass in like 5, 10, that means 2 parameters in a for loop. This means that you want to run this loop from 5 to 9, excluding the second parameter value. So 5 to 9. Okay, but say you don't want the loop to run from step by step by adding one value each time. You can define this step value as well. Okay, so over here we have defined the step value as 2, and it will run from 5 to 10, excluding 2 values each time. So if I pass in 0 and run this, you will see it goes like 0 2 4 6 8. So there is a gap of 2 each time this loop runs. Okay, now there is one more thing that you can do in a for loop. Suppose you want to execute something right after the for loop is finished. There is one more handy method that is called else. Okay, so now suppose your loop finishes somewhere due to a condition change, then you can run the the else statement as well. So I can run the else statement and I can say like finished. Okay, and what will happen is this will run after the loop is finished. So let's see what happens. Okay, so over here, as you can see, the loop runs through 8 and then the else statement gets executed, finished. Okay, so this is what you can do in a for loop. Now there is another concept of a nesting for loop. This nesting comes in everything, like if, nested if else, nested while loop, nested for loop. You can nest anything, and what nesting simply means is just putting the same statement inside that statement. Okay, so if there's a for loop and I put another for loop inside the previous for loop, it will be called the nested for loop. Similarly, in if else statement, if I put an if else condition right under another if else condition, it will be called the nested if else condition. So this is what nesting all about. That's it. It is not something you should be worrying about. So I'm going to show you over here really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to take another for loop inside this one. Okay, I'm going to say like for y in range, say let's say 5. Okay, so or let's say 3. So this will run from 0 to 3. Okay, now we're going to print some values. We're going to print x value so that it is clear to us how this loop is working. So x value and then y value. Okay, y value. Now let's run and see what happens. Now as you can see over here, first x value is 0 and y value is 0. Then x value is 0 and y value is 1, and then 0 and then 2. Then again x value is 2, then y is 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. So if you notice, the y value is changing 3 times as we have defined over here. The range is 3, so it should run from 0 to 2. So from 0 to 2. And x value is changing after completing the y values. Okay, so what is happening over here is this loop gets in and then finds another loop to execute. Now what happens is we get inside this loop, and what happens is we're gonna print like x, the value of x, and then the y, value of y, and then this loop will run again. Okay, because this is a loop, this loop will exit, and after that we will go to the next line, next statement. So this loop will run 3 times, 0, 1, 2, and after that the Python will go up back to the top loop and then will increase the value of x. So now increase the value of x by 2 steps. So now x is 2, as you can see over here, and then again the while loop will encounter, and then again it will run. To make it more clear, I can separate this over here so that you guys could understand it. Okay, so I'm gonna print again the value of x. Okay, let's print it before, or no, let's print it after this. Okay, so first you should be able to see the y values and then the x values. Okay, now let's run this. Now as you can see over here, we have y values 0, 1, 2, and then the x value, then y values, and then the next value of x, then y values, and then the x value. So as you can see over here, once first this loop finishes up, and as soon as this loop finishes, the statement written next to this loop will execute, and then the Python will go to the top, back to the top, to execute the furthermore. Okay, so this chain keep going on. First this loop will finish, then this statement will execute, then again this loop will come, and then again this loop will finish, blah blah blah, just like that. Okay, and at the end you can see the else statement gets printed out. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So this is all about for loop that you need to know right now. The exercise questions are listed in the descriptions below, so you can find those questions and solve these exercises to boost your programming experience. In the next coming video tutorials, we are going to discuss about lists, and then you will learn a great way of working with loops and variables. So until then, stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you do subscribe to our channel, because we bring you tech related videos every week, so I'm sure that you don't want to miss that. So subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video to your friends so that they could also know about for loop. That's it for this video tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video tutorial.